Hi, today we're going to work on an isometric using our 30-60 triangle. You've already done the interior elevations of your kitchen and designed it. Now we are going to create a three-dimensional view of your kitchen. And we're going to use a 30-60 triangle to do it. Now this is different than the plan oblique you did earlier. There we used an actual floor plan and just brought all the walls up from there. This one's just a little different, but pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So let's get started. The key to this drawing is to make sure that you have a 30-60 triangle. We will be placing this drawing on 30 degrees. The key is you will keep flipping and flopping this back and forth. Now, you have your floor plan that you drafted and you've designed your kitchen. We are going to create a three-dimensional viewpoint of this kitchen. And it's looking, you have to find out what view you want to look at. We're going to omit this wall because if we raised it up, we would not be able to see inside the kitchen. So we're going to focus on these two walls. So in order to start that, we are going to have to actually draft just this little area. How do we find what our measurements are? Go ahead and use your scale. So this wall from inside to inside, for me, I have approximately 8 feet 3 inches. We will not be drafting this little teeny wall. We will see a refrigerator, some cabinetry, the window, and a sink. That's what we're trying to draft right there in the corner. So that is 8'3", and then this length is 8.5. So we have 8'3" by 8.5. So we're going to kind of create a rectangle. First thing to start off with is you have your blocked out drawing. Take your 30 triangle. We're going to use the narrower angle. As I explained in the lectures, the isometric is different than a plan oblique. A plan oblique, we would just be using this and just raising up. But the isometric is taking this drawing and kind of flattening it out so it's not so extreme and tilted. So when we do an isometric, it looks a little bit more realistic. The plane has just been shifted down. When we did our oblique plan, we used this and we brought everything straight up, just using this very severe 45-degree triangle. Here we're using a 30-degree triangle and basically tilting the picture plane down. So this is so instead of just using our floor plan, we actually just scale back and forth. So first thing I do is I grab my 30 triangle and I kind of create a light line this way, and I create a light line this way. And then I measure out my, right here, what is this length? And I measured it out already. It was 8 feet. And remember, we are going to blow this up to a 1/2 inch scale. 1/2 inch scale. Okay, right now it's a 1/4 inch. So we've got to convert it. So go to your 1/2 inch scale and make sure that you make that 8'3" or whatever your dimension is. So there it is, I did that. Then I did the other dimension that was correct, which was 8.5. And now I've created a little rectangle. This is my floor. So this becomes, and then I close it off. So here we have like a diamond. Now we're going to bring up some vertical walls just to create our boundaries. So just kind of right here, we're just going to lightly do some walls, right? And we only need 3 walls because we're just looking right into this corner. Now we have to figure out how high is our ceiling height. Well, we know it is 8 feet. All you have to do is measure one area of 8 feet. And the beauty is you use your triangle to do all the work. As you lift this up, and my little parallel bar is being difficult as always, not my favorite. But as you lift this up, And I guess that's what I'm going to do. And you just slide your triangle all the way across. You can also, if you don't or have any issues, which I don't want to move my triangle, I have 8 feet. And then you use your parallel bar and you slide it up and you just connect it. And then you flip it and you connect it the other way. And this will make your life easy. I could just get this. I got a little piece of tape stuck in there. Sorry about that. So, there we go. Now I'm back in business. So I got to line this up. And see, I just slide this back and forth. So the main thing you're doing is just kind of flipping this in and out. So I've created kind of a half of a cube because I'm trying to mimic this little corner here. So now we have to look at the information and what's there. Remember, I gave you some reference, all these reference information. Remember when you designed a elevation, you had your 4-inch toe kick. We know our base cabinets. We have 4-inch toe kick. We have a 30-inch cabinet and a 2-inch countertop. You already drafted that. We're going to do that in a 3-dimensional way. Then you have 18 inches between the top of your cabinet and your upper cabinets. Then you have your upper cabinets at 38 inches, then a little crown molding. The refrigerator is 36 inches wide, and it is also 70 inches high. So as we start to carve this out, we really need to rely on a lot of these certain dimensions so that we can carve out our space according to how it's done. You've already done this in your elevations. Well, the first thing on this drawing is this refrigerator. So let's carve out that box. Once again, that refrigerator is 36 inches wide. So we will count out 36 inches right here in the back. The cool thing is you can just slide along your handy dandy 30-degree triangle. And now we know that we're looking at a refrigerator box. We'll just kind of box that out. How high is that refrigerator? It's 70 inches. So we know that 5 feet is 60 inches. So it's 5 feet 10 inches, 70 inches. So that refrigerator, it comes to about there. So we will just we're just doing a back box. Now we will make it project. And that's what's kind of cool too. Just flip this over and you bring it from the corner. Now we need to know, how deep is this refrigerator? Well, I may not have told you, but the refrigerator is usually about the same depth as your cabinets, which is 24 inches. So they use their fudge. So you go 24 inches. And once again, I'm flipping my 30-degree triangle. Look what I'm doing. I'm creating the top of a box. Now I will bring this down, and look what, voila. I have now carved out a box that is my refrigerator. That's how you get this going. You start carving out different components. Now we want to think of what's going on in the footprint here. Well, we have all these lower cabinets. Lower cabinets are 24 inches deep. And we learn that on our elevations. So we're just going to do a little, what I call a ghost line on the bottom. There's 24 inches. You just come over here, you measure 24 inches, boom. So we're just ghost lining that, and then we're going to measure 24 inches this way to create our bottom little pattern. So as you start to carve this out, say I'm flipping my triangle, I'm flipping it, right? That's the bottom of my cabinetry. Well, now I want to bring my cabinetry up. So we kind of just do some lines here. See what I'm doing? I'm kind of boxing this out. Now, I know I broke down all the components of your cabinets, but let's just look at an overall box. 4 inches plus 30 inches plus 2 inches. That equals 36 inches total. So when we look at a cabinet, we have a 2-inch counter, a 30-inch cabinet, and a 4-inch toe kick. That's from the side. But the total is 36 inches from the top to the bottom. So we are going to go up 36 inches here just to give us an overall box, just to box out these cabinets. what I love is just once you find it, you just use your triangle and it does all the work. You flip, you don't have to keep measuring. You can get that back wall there. Go to here, and then you just keep flipping, flipping, flipping. So now as you can see, I'm actually got my countertop all squared away. There's a refrigerator and a countertop. We'll carve in the little pieces later, but we can even do that now. If this is the top of my countertop, we're gonna go now and go downward. So we found out that our countertop is 2 inches thick. Remember, this is a 1/2 inch. So that's 2 inches. So I'm going to give my countertop some thickness right here. And I'm going to flip it and give that countertop some thickness. It's right here. Right there, so it's kind of right there. The countertops. Now, so we got some thickness here. And then we want to flip it again, showing the other side of the thickness. See, now all of a sudden we have a countertop. Now, we want to also have a toe kick that goes in 4 inches. So we're going to carve that out. It's 4 inches high by 4 inches deep. See what I'm doing? 4 inches. Everything is just like almost like a series of cubes. So you kind of go up 4 inches. Go in 4 inches. And look, I've now created a kind of a toe kick there. You see? So that's a space. And you will carry that line all the way across. Now that kind of goes in, you see? And it's giving it depth. It's making it look real. So this line doesn't exist anymore. So bad eraser. I should have got my other eraser. But that line doesn't exist. And so therefore, it's going to, it's giving you more of a realistic view of how this looks. See now? That kind of goes in. So that's the floor line. So as you get your toe kick in there, now you're going to kind of match up your floor line, which is right behind there. So it gives it a little depth. And we see that the edge of the cabinet back there is just kind of back here. You don't even see that from this angle. You don't even see the toe kick. So now you've got your countertops. Oops. The next thing we want to do is carve out other components. So remember, we also have a window here, and we have upper cabinets. And upper cabinets, as we know, are right here. They give us our dimensions. We have what's called a backsplash. And remember on here, the backsplash, the distance between the upper cabinet and the lower cabinet was a total of 18 inches right there. So we go 18 inches in our 1/2 inch scale. Boom. And that gives us our back little line. We always just kind of create an outline, like a ghost line. So now we know that the back line of those cabinets, those upper cabinets right over there, go to here. Okay, that's the back line. Now look at this. There are no upper cabinets over the window. So we're just trying to create some cabinets to pop out here. This is a window, so there's no cabinets. Remember, in our elevations. So we want to make sure that we don't put cabinets everywhere. So once again, that's the back of the cabinets. Cabinets stick out 1 foot. So we want to make sure this comes out 1 foot. So this is just the back of the wall. So as we measure 1 foot and 1/2 inch. So 1 foot. So 1 foot comes out here. Okay, so I'm trying to create and show how that cabinet comes from here to about there. It's 1 foot. Measure 1 foot. Perfect. Now we're trying to get the bottom of that cabinet, and we're creating once again another box. And we will bring these cabinets up. And how high are our cabinets? So the upper cabinets are going to be 38 inches. So we mark off 38 inches. And then we will have our perfect measurement. Remember, 1/2 inch. So we go up 38 inches. And boom. which is really 3 feet. Let's see, where's my half inch? There we go. 3 feet, 2 inches. There we go. And I have just drawn those in really quick. So you just basically zip. Now we also have a little bit of a crown molding on top. So that is 4 inches. So you'll measure 4 inches up, create a little molding on top. And that will give that top crown little area. And then the molding usually comes out a little, so we kind of create just kind of a little detail edge. It just kind of comes in a little, like real crown molding would. And that's just something that you can try to do on your own and create a little finesse. But we like to create like a little molding that's on top there. So now you see that that actually tops off the upper cabinets. Then you go ahead and divide them. Then I've created the sink, and we added some depth in there, so you figure what the depth of a sink. And all that information's here. The sink is 34 inches wide. You just measure it right from how far it is from the wall. And we also have all our window measurements. Everything you need is here. The windows, they are 60 inches wide by 48 inches high. Now remember to add a sill and kind of create some depth. And then based on your elevations, you will design the cabinetry the way that you designed your elevations. If you happen to put drawers here, then you'll put drawers. If you put just cabinets, you'll put cabinets. Don't forget to put your backsplash tile, whatever you designed in your elevations, and continue it if you've designed it to go all the way to the ceiling or just to a certain height here. You don't see a lot of it here, but once again, if you're running a subway, you just use the triangle, and pretty soon, before you know it, you will have a beautiful carved out isometric of your kitchen, that very little corner. So I'm very excited to see your interior elevations of your kitchen come alive in this 3D isometric drawing.